Alright, ladies and gents, so I know I might get a lot of disagreements for saying this, but in my opinion, the greatest football player of all time is Johan Cruyff. Now, I know some people will say Messi, some will say Ronaldo, some will say Maradona, some will say Pele, some will say Zidane, which is understandable, but in my opinion, when it comes to making an impact on football, without a doubt, Johan Cruyff, in my opinion, left the biggest impact, not just for how football is played today, but for tactics as well. Now, as you guys know, Johan Cruyff, despite him never winning the World Cup, I still think he's the greatest player of all time, mainly because of what he did for Barcelona and what he did for Spanish football, for Spain football. So let's start. So Johan Cruyff, he started off his career at Ajax, where he won multiple Champions League titles with them. He played with Ajax from 1964 to 1973, and then he came to Barca in 1973, where he played at the club for 5 years, and then after that he went to America to continue his career, but after that in the 80s he went back to Europe and he finished his career at Feyenoord. But as a manager for Barca, he left a really big impact, mainly because of the introduction of tiki-taka football, mainly due to the fact that tiki-taka is a big reason why the Spain team was so good back from 2008 to 2012, mainly because the tiki-taka symbolized Spain's identity as a football team. And the tiki-taka is what led to Spain becoming a dynasty by winning 2 Euro titles and 1 FIFA World Cup in a span of only 4 years. So they won 3 international trophies in a span of 4 years. And I don't know who's ever going to be able to accomplish such a feature like that. But the last team to ever accomplish that feature was Spain. And I remember watching Spain win Euro 2008 and then the 2010 World Cup. And then winning Euro 2012, mainly because of the brilliance of Xavi and Iniesta. And I feel like that Johan Cruyff's impact was the big reason why players like Xavi and Iniesta were so crucial for Barca and for the Spain football team. And also, as you guys know, Johan Cruyff, he introduced the whole tiki-taka thing at Barcelona, and Johan Cruyff's introduction of the whole tiki-taka thing is the reason why Barca continue to play that same formation. And also, Johan Cruyff, I believe, was also another big reason why Barcelona, what led to the founding of Barca's La Masia Academy. I think it was Johan Cruyff who founded the academy. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I believe it was. But hey, what Johan Cruyff did for Barcelona, man, nobody will ever match what Johan Cruyff was able to do, not just as a player, but as a coach as well, because Johan Cruyff, he invented the famous Cruyff turn, and that was the big reason why this Ajax team was so successful in the 1970s, mainly because Johan Cruyff, he helped Ajax and Barcelona become Champions League winners. That's the best way how I can put this, and that's why I think there's such a big connection nowadays between Ajax and Barcelona, was mainly because of Johan Cruyff's geniusness. And I feel like that in the 1974 World Cup final, Johan Cruyff, he played well, but the thing is, in the 1974 World Cup, Germany's defense was just really good, and in my opinion, the 1974 Germany back four team will go down as possibly the greatest defense I've ever seen by an international site. So, yeah, they got the job done. But still, I feel like that if it wasn't for that kidnapping attempt, because a lot of people don't know, a big reason why Johan Cruyff retired from the Netherlands so early is because he was subjected to a kidnapping attempt at Barcelona, where some gunman tried to abduct him and his family, and that's what led to Johan Cruyff retiring from the Netherlands. And I feel like that if he hadn't retired, then there's a big possibility that the Netherlands likely would have won the 1978 World Cup. But however, you also have to take into consideration that the Netherlands played actually pretty decent, even without Johan Cruyff, when they came so close to scoring the game winner, when Rob Rensenbrink's shot hit the post. And the Netherlands made the World Cup from 1974 to 1970, but after that it would be another 32 years before they made another World Cup final, where they lost to Spain. However, because of Johan Cruyff's impact, that's the reason why Spain mainly won that World Cup final. But the biggest thing I'm trying to figure out is whether or not he was the founder of the La Masia Academy. I don't think so, mainly because it was completed in 1702, but it was renovated in 1966. I'm wondering if Johan Cruyff had something to do. Well, I don't think Johan Cruyff had anything to do with the renovation of that, because at that time he was still playing for Ajax. But still, what Johan Cruyff did, man, hey, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Johan Cruyff did at Barca and for Spain football as well, because the Spanish football, basically, Vicente del Bosque basically introduced the tiki-taka mainly because of Johan Cruyff's because of Johan Cruyff's finding of the Tiki Taka. And as you guys know, Johan Cruyff, he won 3 Ballon d'Or titles. So, yeah, guys, all the stuff that I mentioned in this video is why I think Johan Cruyff is the greatest football player of all time and why he is the main horseman. I know that the 4 horsemen are Messi. Well, I don't know about Messi, but Maradona, Zidane, Pele. But when it comes to being up there with the 4 horsemen, Johan Cruyff deserves to be nominated among the top horsemen in football. And I think he'll go down as not only as the greatest football player of all time, but as the greatest icon of all time. But hey, that's just me, guys. Let me know, who do you think is the greatest football player of all time and why? But for me, I have to say Johan Cruyff just because of what I mentioned in this video. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.